recently someone called me out on using the word sexy because I'm asexual. So they said something like, how can you use the word sexy if you're not sexually attracted to someone? And I wanted to briefly talk about why and how I use that sort of language which has sexual connotations. When I'm talking about words with sexual connotations, I'm saying things like sexy, hot, I don't know, horny, I guess, but that's a bit different. But you get what I mean. Words along those lines. And I guess to me, they link more to aesthetics. I haven't really talked about this to people, but if an aloe sees someone and says, "Oh, they're sexy," does that automatically mean they want to have sex with them? I don't know. Maybe it means that they could picture having sex with them. They are attractive enough to have sex with them. I don't know. Or maybe they have a certain quality about them which makes them sexy. And that is linked to being sexually attracted. But anyway, I obviously feel other forms of attraction other than sexual attraction, being romantic, sensual, aesthetic, stuff like that. And to me, these words have sexual connotations, things like sexy and hot, they have different connotations. So if I were to describe someone as handsome, I'll probably put a picture up somewhere here, but if I was to describe someone as handsome, I would think of them as more, it's difficult to put into words. That's why there's probably a picture somewhere on the screen. Another one would be cute. If I were to call someone cute, they would maybe be more youthful in appearance, in their attractiveness, less masculine, I guess, more friendly looking in their attractiveness, if that makes sense. I'm not saying I'm attracted to people who aren't friendly, but do you get what I mean? There's probably a picture here somewhere as well, whereas handsome's more like Disney prince or general attractiveness, I guess. And then, when I say someone is hot or sexy, to be honest, I don't use that language very often, but if I do, then it's more to do about physical attractiveness. So if someone is physically fit or athletic, I guess, then I would generally refer to them as sexy. But saying someone is sexy is a way of acknowledging that they're physically attractive as opposed to facially attractive. I don't know if that makes any sense. Obviously, the face is a physical part of your body, but anyway, it's contextual as well. It depends what stuff they're wearing and the situation that they're in. Like, I can recognize if something would be, I suppose that's it. I can recognize if something would be sexually attractive for a gay guy, and I associate that with the word sexy, even though I don't have the emotions to go along with it. If that makes any sense? I don't know. But I've been rambling for a while now, and I'm pretty sure my accent's got a pop. So let's go back to normal, and I probably sound really British at this point. I don't even know why I did that, but feel free to laugh. I just wanted to entertain myself while doing this video. So, what are your thoughts on this? Do you use that sort of language for sexual connotations? If so, why? If not, why? I know this will probably be a short one again. I always say this, and then when I edit it, it's not actually short because I ramble. But anyway, but at the end of the day, it doesn't really matter as long as you know what you mean and the other person knows what you mean. Words have different connotations for different people. Anyway, that's true for most language, not just sexy things, no, and all that. So, yeah. But yes, if you have anything else to say, then feel free to comment down below. Yeah. Once again, I'm going to plug that I have a Q&A coming up on 500 subscribers. So if you have any questions you want to ask me, then feel free to put those in the comments down below as well. Yes. If you enjoyed this video, then please leave a like. I post videos every Saturday, so if you want to see more, then feel free to subscribe. That is all I had to say today. Have a wonderful day, and I shall see you next time. I don't know how long we have to do this for.